This is my new trending driver drill, and it works perfectly because it's directly controlling your club face. And club face is massive when you've got such a flat front to your club. So let's get this right and straighten up your driver. Now we are in the sunshine. Look at us, we're on the Hills course at Infinitum Resort. And this is just going to be perfect for this tip because this is a narrow tee shot, 17th here. Now this tee peg, it's not going here where you've seen it plenty of times, yada yada yada. It's a totally different position and it works way better because you can really get an understanding of when you've got it right, when you've got it wrong, and that is why you will directly improve your stroke. So before we get into that tee placement, we have to just make sure grip is right, and don't overlook this. I say this to my students like, yeah, I know it's right. I had a golfer, 5 handicap the other day, grip wasn't right, 5 handicap. So, look at this, right? There's a few things we've got to avoid. If you want to hit it straighter, we don't want that grip in the palm. So we don't want a big gap in here, and we don't want it running through that area, okay? We want the club in the fingers, so that meaty part is on top, first thing. We then want to be able to see, and I always say this for golfers, let's sort of feel 2.5 knuckles on our glove hand. So as you look down from player cam, copy this. This is what you want to see with that left hand. It will feel like your wrist is rotating on top of the club to the right hand side. Placing your right hand on, you want to feel, this is really important, and this is what I think people forget, you want to feel like you've, again, got it in those fingers, like this area here, and then feel that pinch between the first finger and the thumb to where both of those creases are pointing into the right shoulder. That is it. I know you might feel like you know grip, but you've got to make sure that's right. Okay, let's go on to the next phase. Now, the second place where a lot of golfers go wrong is that top of the backswing position. Now, if any time you've got that club face wide open, your whole swing is now a message of recovery. We can't have that. So I want you to do this. We're going to place a tee peg. Once you've got your grip nailed, place a tee peg between your thumb and your first finger, right up in that crease. So it should sit, as you can see right there from player cam. Now this is absolutely perfect. It works on top of the backswing and the downswing. And as I said at the start, you just know when you've got it right and when you haven't. So I want you to do a few checks. And I'll show you this in player cam so you really get a reference for what you've got to copy. So we're going to swing it to the top. Now what we've got to avoid at all costs is that tee peg pointing back towards us. Now it could be back down towards us a little bit, it could be a lot. And the little bit to a lot, like a volume button, the more you do it, the worse and the more recovery you're going to have. So have that tee peg pointing away from us, sort of over our head as a really good reference point. Now, you've got to sort of have a few practice swings there till that becomes automatic, because it's going to feel a little bit odd at the top of that backswing. And I would just stand here and just at one point just go, you know what, pause, check it, right, that's above my head. If you then do a freak pause and it's pointing back at you, you know that first phase needs a little bit more work. But let's hit one away and just feel that position. The feedback that I get from students is that they're really twisting those knuckles away from them to get the tee peg to point over their head. They're really twisting it like that. They're not. They're just twisting it by a little minuscule amount. But let me shit this one away, then we'll move into the downswing, because this is a really great way to keep this drill giving you better shots. Woo-hoo. On a left to right, win that too. We're on to this final stage, the downswing, because this tee can be used in all stages. Now I said at the start of this video that you're going to straighten up your driver face because you're going to get the understanding of how you control the club face. We've already nailed that in the backswing. We're now into the downswing phase. So if you don't get the feeling in the backswing straight away, don't worry, that is normal. Just have a few more reps at doing that. But now we're going to move quite quickly into this downswing. Now the simplest way of thinking about this is, as we're at the top of the backswing, the tee peg is pointing away from us. I want your objective, as you're keeping the club head behind your hands, keep the tee peg pointing away from you, okay? As we come into impact, pointing away from you. What we're trying to avoid, and have a look at the difference on this on playing cam, what we're trying to avoid is that T-peg pointing at us and the club head in front, you can really see the more cupped I get, the more open face I get, the more the T-peg stays pointing back at us. So don't undo your good work in the backswing, fix the backswing and keep the T-peg pointing away from you. I would really encourage you just to, I've said this from the start really, and all my coaching with all my students, do some slow practice swings, really nailing those points to get a sensation of what you're trying to achieve, and just every so often increase the speed a little bit. But ideas are simple here. Get the T-peg placed between your finger and your thumb and keep the T-peg pointing away from you at all costs. Now watch this shot, right? I'm going to use that same discreet little feeling in this shot. Oh. Again, I've managed to hold that on a left to right wind. Without that feeling, that's something I categorically could not do. Use it, improve your driving, hit it straighter. Thanks for watching.